So I would like to introduce you to Carol Baskins. Sounds like a real name that you would put in the game. I don't know why you would have a name like this, but also, once again, brand new account. Oh, let's see at this. So, premium event vehicle, which they had to drop real money on. Oh, premium, you know, a couple things in here in terms of account-wise. So, it's basically, once again, another grinding account slash person advertising. In reality, what this is another person advertising. It's the same group of people that we've always interacted with, and just today he used an account that I actually just posted. Let me see when look at my list here. It should be live tomorrow as of this recording, so the 10th. An account named Lil Thugbug. The guy, I think I mentioned it in my last video, he went on a 2-minute nuke and was bragging about it in chat. I love it. I love that this is the logic that people come up with nowadays because, oh, I got a nuke. I'm so good at the game. I use cheats to do everything. Granted, he's playing on this map, which if you ever know anything about Large Ardennes, like not this tiny one, is that Large Ardennes is the worst map in the game. It's the map I have banned currently because on higher tier and mid tier, high tier, you can shoot from spawn to spawn. And this guy ended up just shooting from spawn to spawn and getting a nuke within 2 minutes. Someone tried to team kill him to knock him out, but unfortunately, because Russian aircraft and the Su-7 are basically invincible for some reason, he survived it, and he got a nuke drop, which is insane. But also, I think I know the reason why he made that video. Because what a lot of these guys have been doing recently is they've been progressively hiding their names more and more, and it's becoming harder and harder to find these accounts. Now, granted, the only reason I started doing it in the first place is because they were openly doing it on their accounts, and they were doing it as much as possible. The problem is it's going to become harder and harder to do, and granted, they're going to eventually get away with the point. It's, harder to get. But currently, I stopped commenting on their videos, but I have at least 10 accounts that I have found the names on of this said group cheating. Anywhere from brand new accounts to like 3,000 or 4,000 battle accounts. So this is what we're dealing with. They are openly advertising on YouTube. They are also advertising accounts that have already been banned while still hiding the account information on said accounts, which I find even more incredibly ironic because they're showing off accounts that they, because they always claim, oh, don't mind the thermals, that's wrong. They always claim like, oh, we've never been banned, blah, blah, blah. And yet they're still advertising banned accounts. Also, they're going to have to start spending more and more money to advertise said accounts because they're going to have to keep buying new accounts. And, that's still an expense for them, and they keep having to sell their accounts for these cheats for cheaper and cheaper, at least according to what I've investigated. So, in reality, it's basically a battle with them constantly having to buy cheats, or buy accounts to advertise, to do all this stuff nonstop. The other thing is that Gaijin literally has access to these guys' names in accounts, like open in the air. Like some of the accounts that they've broadcasted and advertised are just not covering their names, and yet these guys still aren't banned. It blows me away. Oh yeah, I forgot the chat, and this is really bad. It still blows me away that they're like the social media team, which basically gets a lot of these videos removed from YouTube, doesn't just blacklist that sort of style, because there's a way to do that based on what I've seen. Like there's a way to blacklist it. Like you own the content, which Gaijin does. They own this content. They can tell a YouTuber to stop doing a certain way, but they also are just letting these guys just completely repeatedly do these videos over and over, even with all these takedowns. Like there's main accounts that I've seen these guys advertise on that are still like posting the same video over and over, and yet somehow that's not being resolved. That's what I don't understand. Also, cool thing that the Strela gets to be able to lock onto stuff at helicopters at 4 or 5 kilometers, but normal American ones can't. Also, that he dies to a jet or a helicopter, actually. What was it? No, of course. Oh, died to a Corsair. That's funny. But yeah, it's the same logic of the communication between certain departments in Gaijin are just not communicating at all, and the fact that we would love security, if they exist at this point, because I'm fairly sure they don't exist, to do anything other than just twiddle their thumbs for a month and then make a giant list of cheaters. actively banning these guys would be the best way to do it, especially if it's just 1 or 2 at a time. You're still banning people at the wazoo, and then what you can do is you can add their name to the list in the end. Hey, we banned them this month. That's what goes on. The problem is Gaijin just seemingly ban waves everybody, which I've been told is a good industry standard to do, but when you're not actively updating the anti-cheat, that doesn't fix anything. It really doesn't, and Gaijin still doesn't like acknowledge that. Like, we haven't had an update to EAC currently as of like 3 years ago. I know the network code's been leaked for War Thunder a while ago. I don't believe it was sold. I'm pretty sure it was just cracked after they got rid of their own anti-cheat. And it's come to a point where they are just, at this point, they're just blatantly just letting it go. It's also why, like I said in my other videos, I play less. I know a lot of people, at least friends of mine, that have stopped playing this game almost entirely because all of the new stuff is just high tier. And it's just, there's so much cool prototypes and vehicles they could add to lower and mid tier that are so much more vast than what we have now, which is just, oh, we're getting F-14A, oh, we're getting F-14B, oh, we're getting an upgrade to this certain vehicle, oh, that's this and that, which is all what modern stuff is. It's just versions up. So the M1A1, M1A2 are just versions up. That's it. Same with the Leo 2s, same with the Leclercs. That's it. There's no variety. There's just no uniqueness to it. And knowing Gaijin, it's just easier for them to just, hey, tweak a couple things. Hey, tweak the flight model. Hey, we'll just reskin this to make it be the F-14B now. That's cool. Nothing much has changed between those models. They're effectively the same thing, and yet Gaijin just reskins it and says, oh, it's a new jet. That's cool. That's great. That's not unique at all, and I know, you know, their development time, based on what I'm seeing, is supposed to be pretty quick. Well, I say quick, a couple months, but you could develop a new vehicle. I think the next event vehicle Ground is getting is a T90, which is hilarious because all we did was buy it from the recent conflict. And that's it. Like, we're not getting anything more from that. And knowing Gaijin, even though the T90 is going to be a weaker version than the current in-game one, they're going to put the same BR because reasons, because America. Cool. I'm going to grind it anyway because it's a fun event. I like the grind events. Any other event I'm not doing. So I'm going to leave this here. As always, if you have a personal question you want to leave to me, please try to follow the pinned comment below. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. And have a good one.